We're going to start off with some good news.
Yeah.
You guys, of course, remember that there is a live-action Voltron movie coming. And they announced that, people like Rita Ora, Emmy Award-winning actor Sterling K. Brown, but most importantly to me, my boy Henry.
Yep.
Henry Cavill is going to be one of the stars of the new Voltron movie. Now, listen, we are living in a period right now where a lot of movies get announced that we get excited about. Can you think of one, Ray?
Craven. Boy, we got excited about that one.
Well, at least that one came out. Blade and other things like that. But listen, it's actually happening, as it was announced the other day, that Voltron has indeed started shooting. And they put out this social media post saying, with the little Voltron emblem right there on the lens, shooting on their 8K camera, with the little caption saying, "Cameras are rolling," which is good for them. They got the cameras going on that. It's rolling. The movie is being made, and it's happening right now. Now, for those of you who may have forgotten, this is going to be taking a place in, I think, a little bit of the future from when Voltron traditionally takes place, because the director made the comment. He says, in this film, we're going to be introducing an entirely new generation of pilots. We've reimagined Voltron for the live action world, but we're going to stay true to the heart and spirit of Voltron. So, he made this comment a while ago, and now that the film is actually shooting, let me speculate a little bit here. There's two different possibilities. One, he says it's a new generation of pilots, which makes me wonder, so we're going to say that those pilots from, like, say, maybe the classic cartoon or otherwise, they are canon, but they were years before. But he also says we've reimagined Voltron.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Here's the thing to me, and I know this is not the popular thing, but being right is often lonely, is that I've seen some things try to be too true to original source material, even though they damn well knew this won't play as well in live action as it did in either the pages of the comic book or the pages of the novel or the original series or whatever. So I'm totally okay with reimagining it, because you've got to adapt. Because listen, I'll be honest with you. As much as I watched and loved those original Five Lion Voltron cartoons, if you just directly took that and translated it to live action, I don't think it would come across as very good. I mean, to be honest with you, that doesn't mean the animation isn't great, but but how much do they reimagine it? How further generations of pilots are these? Well, see, look, at the end of the day, I'm one of these guys where I don't give two squirts of urine whether you stay true to the source material or not. Your job is not to stay true to the source material. Your job is to deliver a good movie. And if you got to stick more to the original source material for it to be a good movie, great. If you need to deviate more from the original source material to be a great movie, great. All I want is a good film, especially if you're going to have like Sterling K. Brown and Henry Cavill in it. And listen, Henry Cavill, the fact that he even wanted to get on board with this is pretty exciting to me. So anyway, Chris, Voltron isn't going to be a Blade. It's not going to be one of these,
That's
or
exciting.
a Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verses, where they say it's coming, but they don't show us anything that it's actually coming. They're actually shooting this film already. What are your thoughts on it right now?
I'm going to be the Debbie Downer. I'm not super pumped about this. This is one of those stories where I kind of subscribe to the Ray Ora school of thought of, I want this to be a coming of age story about young pilots who are getting into this. Pidge in all the way up to Shiro, if we're going through like the kind of classic characters here, they're about ages 15 through 25 throughout the story. And I like the idea of a bunch of young kids trying to help save the universe. I love that trope a lot. I'm sure this won't take away from that. The film's existence is not going to make me like Voltron any less, but I'm not as super jazzed about the idea of a reimagining, particularly when you have something like 2016's Netflix adaptation of Voltron that was really well done and that has so much great stuff that I think you could mine for live action in a really satisfying way. That being said, I'm absolutely going to see it. I'm stoked to see those lions on the big screen. I love them so much.
Yeah.
Little guys becoming a big guy? Get out of here. It's the best.
I think what's important for me is the design of the lions. If they resemble even the old cartoon or the new one, I'll be good. Like, if you've ever seen a Voltron episode, it always ends the same. He transforms into Voltron. He does his sword thing.
Yeah,
and he
let's
cuts
try
the-
it just as the Lions. Oop, not working. Better merge to form
Yeah,
Voltron.
he cuts the guy in
Still
half.
not working. Better pull out the sword.
Sounds
Even
desperate.
as a kid, I was like, why do you see that desperate? Well, you're to form Voltron. That's kind of desperate.
Let's try hard.
Even as a kid, I'd be like, okay, you see the bad guys coming. Why not just skip right to forming Voltron and pulling out the sword right away?
And that's where Voltron each person is in it, like they have their own individual characteristics, and they always try to like defeat the boss by themselves. I mean, and then they decide to transform into Voltron. But as long as those things look cool, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's crap in the middle, just as long as the end looks cool and the lines look cool. I'm all on board.
See, this is going to be a challenge for design because you can't make it look just like a live action version of the way they were designed in the cartoon, right? Because
It looks
that'll
so
look
clunky.
But you don't want to go so far
Like Michael Bay.
that you end up with the Michael Bay thing,
Yeah,
right?
that's-
Where it's just they look far too different from the original stuff. By the way, I didn't mind that Optimus Prime turned into the one kind of truck instead of the Peterbilt truck
Right.
because physically you needed that extra size to make him as big as you want. So that was fine, but they still made so many design changes that they didn't even look recognizable. So I hope they look more real, but at least recognizable as those Voltron lions.
Do you think Henry Cavill's going to play a pilot, or do you think he's going to be the
I think Sterling K. Brown's going to be the man in the chair.
man in the chair? Okay.
He's going to be the one who yells, and I'll form the head.
You think Sterling K. Brown or Henry
Maybe.
Cavill's going to be that?
I hope that it's either of them.
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
either of
Why
them to
wouldn't
say
he
that
be?
silly cheesy
Yeah,
line.
I think Henry Cavill's definitely going to be a pilot. I think it's so. Now, by the way, a number of the cast, we're just talking about Rita Ora and Sterling K. Brown, Henry Cavill. There's other casts who've been announced who are younger kids. So it's going to be interesting to see how they mix it. I just hope my big hesitation, it's the guy who directed Red Notice.
Oh.
Now he's done some decent stuff too. Marshall something Thurber, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, with
The director, he's done some decent stuff too, but he directed Red Notice, and I hated Red Notice.
and
But
it's nothing in this sort of plane, right? Nothing he's directed before is in this sort of vein. Or
no, but who could you find to direct this that has directed something like Voltron before?
I mean, did you like the last Power Rangers, the newest Power Rangers?
I did.
I did too.
As a matter of fact, but it flopped terribly.
Yeah.
Right? Even though I liked it, surprisingly. But we'll see how it turns out. So we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Miracle Made. Guys, it's hot outside and your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. So if you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. There are just so many things that make these sheets so fantastic. We already mentioned the self-cooling properties for better quality sleep, but they're also self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. So go to trymiracle.com/Campea. That's TRYMIRACLE.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Voltron, Defender of the Universe, is actually now, as we speak right now, they're on set shooting this movie. It's actually coming. We don't have a release date yet, but at least they're actually making it. Whatever you guys, we're going to get Voltron 3 before we get Blade. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.